Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we will be understanding ISO 27001 Annexure 5.5 Contact with Authorities. So let's get started. The organization should establish and maintain contact with relevant authorities. Whenever there is any cybersecurity attack in your organization, or if there is a data breach, for example, legal and regulatory issues, or if there is any ransomware attack. Okay. When such uh, instances occur in your organization, an organization should actually notify certain authorities. What are those authorities? Law enforcements, data protection authorities. So these are all these organizations, these authorities for which your organization has to report saying that, okay, there is a cybersecurity incident or there's a cybersecurity attack, ransomware attack that has happened in your organization. What is the purpose of having this control? What is the purpose of this is so that there is a proper data flow that is happening between your organization and the legal, regulatory, and supervisory authorities. To ensure appropriate flow of information takes place with respect to information security between the organization and the relevant legal, regulatory, and supervisory authorities. Let me explain you this with an example. Say, for example, there is a data breach that has happened in a European based company. Now, you know that in Europe, GDPR is more prevalent law and it is the most strictest law. If you fail to follow these regulations, then you will be fined a hefty amount. And there are certain rules that, whenever there is a cybersecurity incident or there is a data breach that happens, whenever there is a data breach that happens, then you have to report this incident within 72 hours. If you don't report it, then you will have to pay a hefty fine. Consider this as an example, a data breach in a European company. A company in Germany experienced a data breach where a customer personal data is leaked. Okay. Under GDPR, they must report the breach within 72 hours to their National Data Protection Authority. They are having a National Data Protection Authority, so they have to immediately report to them saying, yes, in our company, there is a data breach that has happened. It is just like saying whenever there is a crime, to report it to the police, right? In the same way, whenever there is a data breach, you have to report to the National Data Protection Authority. These are the regulations that are present in European nations. Okay, whenever there is a data breach, the organization must contact the German Data Protection Authority. If they don't report within 72 hours, they could have to face millions in fines. So that is why it is important for you to ensure that you have the proper contacts of all the authorities. Whenever there's a data breach, you have to go and refer this document where you have mentioned all the contacts. So as per Annexure 5.5, it says that you ensure that they already know the authority, they know the reporting timeline, and they have the contact details ready. So this control is very simple, no much documentation. You have to look into your organization and see whether you're handling any PII data, or you have to see your organization falls under which legal and regulatory compliance. So if you're dealing with a lot of into pharmaceuticals and medicines, in that case HIPAA will be applicable for you. If your organization is dealing with lot of personal information, GDPR will be applicable for you. Like this, every country will have their own regulations. You have to see the law of the land in whichever country you are doing business. You have to check what kind of authorities, regulations, legal and regulations are applicable for your organization. Based on that, you maintain a contact list, and whenever there is any data breach or whenever there is any cybersecurity incident that takes place, you have the list ready. Whenever these kind of incidents occur, you have the contacts ready and the reporting timeline ready with you and report to them in that particular time. So these contacts should always be handy with you. That is what this control says. Let us understand it by another example. Say you are a banking organization, and if your bank is hit by a cybersecurity attack, in that case a financial institute suffers a ransomware attack, they may need to inform cybercrime police, report to national cert. In India it is computer emergency response team. Okay, and you have to notify the regulators. If they delay reporting, the regulator may impose penalties. Also, the bank may lose customer trust, you will lose your reputation, you lose your brand value. Section 5.5 says that predefined contact list. So you have a list ready with you saying assigned responsible person, and reporting procedure. All these things you mention in your document. It is very simple and very easy control to be implemented. Okay, let's go back to this and read it again so it will make more sense for you now. The organization should establish and maintain contact with relevant authorities. Now you know who the relevant authorities are. Why is it important? To ensure appropriate flow of information takes place with respect to information security between the organization and the legal, regulatory, and supervisory authorities. As every other control, it gives you some guidance. So we'll quickly read that guidance as well. The organization should specify when and by whom authorities, example, law enforcement, regulatory bodies, supervisory authorities, whoever, should be contacted, and how identified information security incidents should be reported in a timely manner. Contacts Contacts with authorities should also be used to facilitate the understanding about the current and the upcoming expectations of these authorities. These contacts can also be used to get the current and the upcoming expectations of these authorities. Sometimes these authorities will also change their laws and regulations, right? So they also will keep you updated about it. What are the audit evidences that the auditor will look for? Yeah, I hope it is very clear now. List of all the relevant authorities, documented contact procedure, evidence of updated contact list, saying, okay, these are the updated contacts list. We have contacted them on this date and within 3 months, and they gave us the latest list saying, okay, these are the contact details of the latest team. Incident response plan referencing authorities. Any, if you have your incident response in that, somewhere you have to mention that, okay, you have to report these regulatory authorities in case of a breach within, say, 72 hours if you are a GDPR, right? So that also should be documented in your incident response plan. Business continuity plan referencing external authorities. So your business continuity plan saying, okay, when a breach happens, what will be our business continuity? And during this business continuity, whom are we going to report to? That kind of document, if you have, that should be fine. That's all for this video. In my next video, we will be discussing ISO 27001 Annexure 5.6 contact with special interest groups. Until then, thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.